Congratulations, Pete. And now for our final video for Volunteer of the Year.
The organization Women of Silicon Valley is honoring their founder and CEO, Ruth Patrick. Her mission and the mission of Women of Silicon Valley continues to be promoting the fundamental rights of every woman and child to live in peace and safety in their own homes. Ruth's work has been featured by the New York Times, Good Morning America, and the Today Show. Thank you, Ruth, for all you've done on behalf of women and children in the Bay Area and beyond.
Please welcome Women of Silicon Valley board member Dennis Young.
Or last but not least. There's a saying that goes, how do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time. That's what Ruth Patrick started in 2011 when she approached the Los Altos Community Foundation to help her start WomenSV. Ruth is holds a California State certification in domestic violence advocacy and a master's degree in English literature. But she's more than that. This is her passion. Domestic abuse is not always physical, and especially in affluent communities like North Santa Clara County, there was a void of service for cyber abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse. That is what WomenSV has been doing, one will-be survivor at a time. As mentioned, WomenSV has become nationally recognized under Ruth's leadership, having been on the Megyn Kelly Show in the New York Times, on Good Morning America. She was recognized as a woman of influence by the Silicon Valley Business Journal, and she received a Jefferson Award from CBS affiliate KPIX. WomenSV gives its service free because it's supported by members of the community, grants, government, foundations, and companies. In the time WomenSV has been a nonprofit, Ruth has helped serve over 1,300 women and 8 men. And as the word about it grows, more and more people from around the country have been approaching WomenSV. So it's with much pleasure that we give this plaque to Ruth Patrick, our founder of WomenSV.
Thank you so much, Dennis, and thank you, Mountain View Chamber of Commerce. What an honor this is tonight, and I'm so honored to be here with you all. Did you know that in addition to being an award winner himself tonight, Dennis is treasurer of our board. He files our income tax returns for us and keeps the IRS happy with us. In other words, he makes it possible for us to keep doing the work we do. So I'm deeply grateful to Dennis and to all of you here tonight for recognizing the work of WomenSV. I started this program back in 2011, as Dennis said, to help domestic violence survivors who are trapped in relationships with powerful, wealthy abusers. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, pillars of the community, people you'd never guess have a very different dark side when the world isn't watching. In many cases, the women themselves are doctors, lawyers, engineers, sometimes stay-at-home moms, but so often their partners have taken control of all the assets or hidden them. We don't charge for our client services, and one reason is because of the really incredible financial abuse that so many of them suffer. But the other reason is, as was said earlier, we believe it's the fundamental human right of every woman, every child, to live free and safe in their own home. And they shouldn't have to pay to exercise that right. They're often stalked in devious ways through the abuse of technology as well. They're isolated, beaten down emotionally, threatened, terrorized, and then there's what happens after they leave. Sometimes they get killed. So we work with them individually and in our support group to break through that silence, the shame, the stereotypes that surround domestic violence in wealthier areas, areas where domestic violence isn't supposed to happen. But the truth is, we're just better at hiding it. We hope to help them break the cycle of abuse for their own sake, but also for the sake of their children, so that they don't grow up to be the next generation of victims or abusers. As Dennis said, 8 years later and 1,300 survivors later, and 8 men later, we are busier than ever, and we need more community support than ever to keep feeling that need. And since being on the Megyn Kelly Today Show and Good Morning America, I get calls from all around the country and sometimes from different parts of the world. The last one was from Sri Lanka. That's what, who knew they got the Megyn Kelly Today Show in Sri Lanka? But that's why I'm so grateful for your support, for the support of all the wonderful men and women in this room. The truth is, we all know someone who's been affected by some form of abuse. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 7 men will be affected by it. But when we bring good people together, like we have here tonight, then we have the power to do something about it. We know it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes another village to deal with a powerful, wealthy abuser. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Mountain View Chamber of Commerce, for being part of that village. Thank you.